Find the answer for this, people. Standard deviation of the marks obtained by a student in a monthly test in mathematics is given as below. Okay, we need to find the standard deviation. First, you need to find what arithmetic mean. X bar is how much now? That is 30 plus 35 plus 25 plus 20 plus 15 divided by how many terms are there in total? 5 terms are there. Which is equal to how much? X bar is equal to how much, people? 25. Everyone got 25? Yes, 25 is the X bar. Once you got the mean, how to find the standard deviation? SD is what? The root of summation of x minus x bar the whole square divided by n, which is nothing but first term is what? The 30. 30 minus 25 into equal to m plus 35 minus 25 into equal to m plus 25 minus 25 will become 0. Ignore it. 20 minus 25 into equal to m plus finally 15 minus 25 into equal to m plus finally click what? MRC. Then divide with what? 5. That means you got the variance. Correct? Then click equal to, then click what? Root. How much you got? Root 50. Anyway, direct answer is there. Root 50 is your answer. Option. Which option is the answer now? Option B is the answer and it's a direct question. Now people, how to find the variance? Variance is nothing but without the root. What is the variance? 50 is the root. Then how much is the standard deviation? Root 50. Then how much is the coefficient of variation? Root 50 divided by how much? 25 into 100. That is your what? That is called as your coefficient of variation. Everything was given. Look at the next question. If the standard deviation of marks obtained by the students in a monthly test is 36, then the variance is how much? Very difficult question. Yeah, what is variance? Variance is what? Everyone, what is variance? Variance is nothing but standard deviation square. Standard deviation is already given. That is what? 36. So 36 square is how much now? 1296. Option C is your answer. Everyone got it? Yes. Good morning. Okay. Watch the recording, Sudhi. Okay. We are about to finish the chapter, but we require some more time. This is the another topic. Next topic onwards, you will understand it. Otherwise, there will be a small gap will be there in your understanding because we discussed certain things already. Okay. It's okay. Fine. Watch the recordings. Don't forget to watch the recording. Tomorrow test is there for 100 marks from chapter 4. Okay. Look at this stuff. Find the variance. What all things are given? Coefficient of variation is given 80. Mean is how much? AM is equal to how much? 20. We need to find variance. What is variance now? Standard deviation square. Can you find standard deviation? How? Using coefficient of variation is nothing but standard deviation divided by arithmetic mean into 100. Coefficient of variation is how much? 80. Standard deviation we need to find. AM is how much? 20. Then 100. Cancel, 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 cancel. What is remaining? Standard deviation is equal to 16. People, standard deviation is equal to 16 means variance is equal to how much? Standard deviation square, which is 16 square. Answer is how much, dog? 256. Which option is the answer? Option B is the answer. Very direct question, very easy answer. They were not asking for what? They were not asking for standard deviation. They asked for what? Variance. Variance is what? Square. Standard deviation square. Keep it in your mind. I hope everyone understood this. Pakka? Done? Any doubt? Very direct. All the things are direct. Now, read it carefully. I'll give you 30 seconds. Get me the answer. The timer starts now. Online, everyone. Get me the answer. Yes, Bhavadani, Nihita, Shaktini, Sakshini, then Saumya, Ambika, then Shruti. If you know the concept, try to get me the answer. 8.94. Yes. How did you get that idea? Because look here. First data set is given. What are these? 2, 4, 5. Then what is that? 6, 8, then 17. Their standard deviation is equal to how much now? 4.47. Then the next set is given. That is what? 4, 8, 10. Then what? 12, 16, 34. If you look here carefully, each observation is multiplied with 2. Correct? Each observation is what? Multiplied with a constant factor. That is change of origin or change of scale. Change of scale. Is standard deviation is a measure of dispersion affected by change of scale? Yes. So the new standard deviation will be becoming what? Into 2. How much is it, people? That is 8.94. Which option is the answer? Option B is the answer. So they were expecting you to get an answer based on change of origin and change of scale. Now, some people will do the other way. You will directly find the standard deviation using the calculator. Approximately, you will get the same answer. But don't do that in such type of question. When they give one standard deviation and ask for another standard deviation, always remember that might be a question based on change of origin or change of scale. Keep that in your mind. Okay. Yes. The final question from ungrouped data. Tell me, everyone. What is given? What do you need to find? How we will find? Can you tell me? They have given sum of the squares of the values, not of the deviation, of what they have given, of values they have given. That means sigma x square is given to be what? 3390. Then n is also given, that is what? 30. Then standard deviation is given to be 7. We need to find what? X bar. I told you long back, whenever we want to find x bar, we should use first equation or second equation. Second equation. What was the formula for standard deviation? Standard deviation is equal to root of sigma x square divided by n minus x bar the whole square. Using this formula, you should get me the answer. Now, standard deviation, can I take square on both sides in order to remove it? In order to remove the root, I can square. So, standard deviation square is equal to sigma x square divided by n minus x bar the whole square. Now, people, what is standard deviation in this question? 7. 7 square is how much? 7 square is how much? 49. 7 sevens are 49, which is equal to sigma x square is also given. How much is it? 3390 divided by n is also given. That is how much? 30 minus x bar the whole square. Get me the answer. 49 is equal to, this is how much now? 113 minus x bar the whole square. Use your calculator. Get me the answer. X bar square is equal to how much? 113 minus 49 is equal to how much? 64. That means x bar is equal to how much? Root 64, which is equal to what? 8. Which option is the answer, people? Option C is your answer. I hope everyone got it. Right answer, Sakshini. Everyone, right answer. Understood the method? Whenever they ask for x bar, you can use this formula. In the future, in chapter number 17, when we have a discussion tomorrow, I will actually use this formula again. Second formula again. We will use that for deriving something else. Okay? Keep it in your mind. I hope everyone understood. Standard deviation for ungrouped data. Is it clear? Now, what will happen if it becomes a grouped data? What will happen to this equation if it is a question based on grouped data? A frequency should also come. F into x minus x bar the whole square. Then it will be based on grouped data. I will take you to the question. Over here, first one is mentioned over here. Standard deviation for group data. The formula is standard deviation is equal to the same formula, but frequency term is coming into the picture. Why the frequency term is coming into the picture? Because it is grouped. We should consider how many time it is repeated or how many frequency, how much is the frequency of each x value should be considered. So it will be what? F into x minus x bar the whole square. then divided by n. N is what? Sigma f. Then second equation is not required for this question and all. Only one equation is required. You can study the first equation and get the answer. So it was never asked in the previous year. We will solve a question. I think there is a mistake in this question. We will check whether any mistake is there in this question. But along with that, we will try to do it. Everyone ready online? Yes, Bhavadharani, Ambika, Nikita, Sakshini, Shruti, Saumya, everyone is ready. Can we go ahead? Everyone? Yes. First of all, what is the first step? Mean we need to find. In order to find mean, we require the midpoint. Look here. What is the midpoint of 1 and 3? 1 plus 3 divided by 2, which is equal to how much? 2. X value is 2. Then second value is 6 plus 4 divided by 2 is how much? 5. Then 7 plus 9 divided by 2 is how much? 8. 10 plus 12 divided by 2 is how much? 11. So we got the x values and the corresponding f values. Get me the x bar value. Everyone use calculator, get me the x bar value. X bar is nothing but 2 into 5 m plus 5 into 8 m plus 8 into 12 m plus 11 into 15 m plus then what? MRC divided by, how many are there in total? 5 plus 8 plus 12 plus 5 is equal to how much people? 30 or 29? 30, right? Yes, 30. Divide by 30, you are getting it as how much? 6.7. Everyone got it as 6.7 on calculator. So that is the mean. Everyone knows how to find mean. What we need to find now? Standard deviation. How to find standard deviation? People, what is the formula for finding standard deviation for group data? Root of f into x minus x bar the whole square divided by sigma f or capital letter N. Now people, we will just use calculator. First to x minus x bar. How much is it? X minus x bar. That is 2 minus 6.7 into equal to, then multiplied with frequency. How much is the frequency over here? 5. Multiplied with 5. Then click m plus. So you found x minus x bar square. Then you multiplied with frequency. Then you click what? M plus. Understood the method? Understood the point? Anyone, any doubt? Now, next term. Is it over here? No. We need to go to the next x value. How much is the next x value? 5 minus 6.7 into equal to multiplied with frequency. How much is the frequency? 8. Then click m plus. Then 8 minus 6.7 into equal to multiplied with 12. M plus 11 minus 6.7 into equal to multiplied with 5. M plus. Then what? MRC divided by, how many terms are there in total? 30 terms are there. That means you got the variance in your calculator right now. How much is the variance you got in calculator? How much is it? How much is it? Are you doing it? Yes, please do it along with me. How much is the variance you got? Some variance you got, correct? Then how to find standard deviation? Click which button? Root button. You will get the standard deviation. You tell me how much you got inside your calculator. Everyone online, please tell. How much is the answer? 3 point? 5 point, 12 point. I'm asking for standard deviation. How much is it? In calculator, how much you got? 2 minus 6.7 into equal to into 5. Why into 5? Because frequency is 5. Then m plus 5 minus 6.7 into equal to multiplied with 8. Why 8? Because frequency is 8. Then next one is 8 minus 6.7 into equal to, then multiplied with what? 12, because frequency is 12. M plus. Then 11 minus 6.7 into equal to multiplied with 5. Then click what? M plus. Then you will click what? MRC. Divide by what? 60. Then click what? Equal to. Then click what? Root. How much is the answer? 2.86. You got as the standard deviation. 2.86. Correct? Is this the correct answer, people? 2.86 correct? Yes. Variance is how much? Variance is how much? 8 point something you got, huh? Everyone got the same thing? Yes. Yes. Everyone got the same thing, right? Perfect. So always cross check. Okay, certain questions are there so that we can do it inside the class. Got the point? Understood the method? What is the method for doing it now? Method is very easy. What is the method? Formula we will use. What is the formula? Root of f into x minus x bar the whole square divided by n for group data. If it is ungrouped, what is the method? If it is ungrouped, we will be writing root of sigma x minus x bar the whole square divided by n. That is completed. Okay. Now make a note of this property, everyone. Make a note of this property. When two numbers are only there, standard deviation is modulus of a minus b by 2. Make a note of it. Standard deviation considering only two numbers. There was a PYQ based on this property. When two numbers a and b are there, what is their standard deviation was the question. Modulus of a minus b divided by 2. Okay. So randomly I am putting some values. Suppose a is equal to 15, b is equal to 5. Standard deviation is how much now? Modulus of 15 minus 5 divided by 2, which is equal to how much? 5. When 25 and 15 are there, it will be same thing, 5. So basically people make a note of it. When two numbers are there, what will happen? The standard deviation is a minus b divided by 2. Now I will ask you a question. And we got how much the standard deviation for the first case, it is given as how much? 5. What if I multiplied both the observation with 2? Observations will become 30 and 10. Then the standard deviation also will become what? 5 into 2, which will become 10. What if I multiply each observation with 3? Standard deviation will become what? 3 into 5, that is how much? 15. What if I add each observation with 2? Now change in the standard deviation. Basically, this is directing you to where? Change of origin and change of scale. Change of scale means if I multiply, the standard deviation also will get multiplied. If I divide, the standard deviation also will get divided. If I add or subtract, will the standard deviation change? No, it will not change. It will be same as the previous. Now, people, have a look over here. Combined standard deviation. Based on this, there was a question in Jan 26. Okay. And there was also previous year question, I think in 2023 or 2022, one more question was there. Before that also one more question was there. But recently in Jan 26, there was a question based on this. So there is a high chance that maybe a rare question came on Jan 26 means they might repeat it again in the future. Maybe in May or September, there is a chance. Now, combined ST. In order to find combined ST of two data sets. Long back, do you remember we found the combined mean and all? That time I used which example now? Bangalore Academy is there. Then Chennai Academy is there. For example, N1 is equal to 10 randomly. Then that means N1 number of students are studying in Bangalore Academy for CA Foundation. Then there X1 bar was how much? Let it be around 8 marks. Then N2 is the number of students studying in Chennai Academy, 11. There X2 bar, let it be equal to 12. Okay, that is the average mark. Now people, that both are given. Using this, can you find combined mean? Can you find combined mean? Combined mean is how much? Xe bar is equal to how much? N1 x1 bar plus N2 x2 bar divided by N1 plus N2. We know that from the past. Now, the question is we need to find combined standard deviation. So, standard deviation of Bangalore Academy will be given. For example, let it be 2. S1 is equal to what? 2. Let the standard deviation of Chennai Academy, let it be 1.5. So, two things are given. Standard deviation also is given. So, in such cases, how to find combined standard deviation? We need the combined standard deviation of entire CA Foundation students of Bangalore and Chennai Academy together. That is called as combined standard deviation. The formula for combined standard deviation is equal to root of N1 S1 square. What is N1? Can anyone tell me what is N1? The number of people or number of elements in set 1 or Bangalore Academy. You can take that way. S1 is what? Standard deviation of that particular set. That means N1 S1 square. So that is completed. Plus N2 S2 square. What is S2? Standard deviation of second one, Chennai. Then N2 is what? Number of students or number of people in second set. That is here it is what, Chennai. So N1 S1 square plus N2 S2 square. Then one new person is coming. N1 D1 square. D1 is nothing but deviation of mean from combined mean ka square. That is D1 square is equal to X1 minus combined mean the whole square. That means the entire ArivuPro Academy has a combined mean. X1 is the mean of what? Bangalore Academy. X1 minus combined mean the whole square is D1 square. Similarly, D2 square is what? Chennai Academy has a mean, that is X2 bar. X2 bar minus XC bar, the whole square is called as what, people? That is called as D2 square. So if you ask me, the formula looks complicated. That I don't differ. But is it easy to remember the formula? It's very easy. Similar to our what we are taking about combined mean, right? Somewhat similar. Look here. N1 S1 square plus N2 S2 square. Then what is coming? A new person. N1 D1 square. What is D1? Deviation from the combined mean. X1 bar minus XC bar the whole square. Then D2 square is what? X2 bar minus XC bar the whole square. Understood? What is this XC bar? Combined mean. Do you know the formula of combined mean? When two things are given, N1 X1 bar plus N2 X2 bar divided by N1 plus N2. Now people, can you get me the answer for this question? Combined SD. SD combined. For this question, can anyone find me the answer? Do it along with me. First you require what? XC bar. XC bar is how much da? N1 X1 bar plus N2 X2 bar divided by N1 plus N2. Here XC bar is how much da? N1 is how much? 10 into 8. M plus, take a calculator. Then N2 is 11 into 12. M plus divided by what? Total, how many people are there in total? 21 people are there. So how much is XC bar, people? 10.095. Let it be like 10.095, or I'll just approximate it to what? 11. Let it be 11. For our calculation part, if the options are very much different, we can go for this approximation. We are taking it to be 11. Okay. Whenever options are very close by, can you approximate to this? No. You need to use the same value. Now, we have XC bar. Can you find D1 square then? D1 square is what? The X1 bar minus XC bar the whole square. That is how much? The X1 bar is how much in this question? 8 minus 11 the whole square. How much is it? 3 square. 8 minus 3 the whole square is how much? 8 minus 11 the whole square is how much? That is 3 square. 3 square is how much? 9. Then D2 square is how much? D2 square is 12 minus 11 the whole square, which is equal to 1. So we have D1 square, we have D2 square. Do you have S1 square? S1 we have, that is 2. Then S1 square will become what? 2 square, which is equal to 4. What is S2 square? That is 1.5 square, which is equal to how much? 2.25. That also you have. Now can you find the combined SD for me? Combined SD is nothing but N1 S1 square plus N2 S2 square plus N1 D1 square plus N2 D2 square divided by N1 plus N2. Substitute the values, get me the answer. N1 is how much, people? 10 now. 10 into S1 square is how much? 4 plus N2 is how much? 11. S2 square is how much? 2.25 plus N1 is 10. D1 square is how much, people? D1 square is equal to 9 into 9 plus what is remaining? N2 is 11 into D2 square is 1 divided by N1 plus N2 is how much? 21. Get me the combined SD for this question, people, using your calculator. How much is it? 7.89. Everyone took the root and got the same 0.89 answer. So formula might look complicated. It is not complicated. The method is easy. Root. Yeah. After taking root, you should tell me 2.830 or 80. So what if they ask for combined variance? You'll not click the root. You'll not click the root. You will get combined variance. Okay. So very easy. One complicated formula is there, but it's not that complicated as you think. It's very direct also. So for you guys, I have an indirect question. Okay, very indirect question. So that what if they ask a question like that in the future? I have a question like that for you. What if? What if? Yeah, that is the next question you are going to see. This is that question. I'll give you 1 minute. Start off, people. The timer starts now. Okay? Yes. Yeah, so there is no x1 bar or there is no x2 bar. What to do? That is the doubt, right? We can't find d1 square and d2 square first of all in order to get s1 or s2 square. Too many things are missing in this question. Can I read the question for you once? Everyone, read it along with me. The mean and variance of a group of 100 observation. 100 means total is given. Totally directly everyone. N1 plus N2 is given. N1 plus N2 is equal to how much? 100. Then mean is how much? 8. That means combined mean is equal to how much? 8. Then combined variance. Combined variance means standard deviation combined will be equal to how much? Root 9, which is equal to 3. So standard deviation combined is also given for us. That is given. The mean of an standard deviation of 60 observation. N1 is equal to 60. X1 bar is equal to 10. Then standard deviation of the first set is equal to 2. That is also given. Then they are asking for find the variance of the remaining 40%. That means N2 is equal to how much? 40. Do you have X2 bar? No. Do you have S2? No, we need to find that also. How to go about it, people? For finding X2 bar, they have given us XC bar. What is the formula for XC bar? N1 X1 bar plus N2 X2 bar divided by N1 plus N2. How much is XC bar, people? 8 is equal to N1 X1 bar. That is how much? 60 into 10. Then plus N2 is how much? 40 into X2 bar divided by what, people? N1 plus N2 is equal to 100. Get me the value of X2 bar. Cross multiply. 800 is equal to 600 plus 40 X2 bar. That means X2 bar is equal to how much, people? 200 divided by 40, which is equal to how much? 5. Check again. 8 into 100 is how much? 800. 60 into 10 is how much? 600. 800 minus 600 is how much? 200. Divided by coefficient of x2 bar is how much? 40. So answer is how much? 5. So you have x2 bar. You have x1 bar. What you need to find? S2. For that, combined SD is given. What is the formula for combined SD? SD combined is equal to root of N1 S1 square plus N2 S2 square plus N1 D1 square plus what? N2 D2 square divided by what? N1 plus N2. Everything is given. You go and find S2 square for me. Then you are like, so D1 is not given. Yeah, you need to find D1. What is D1? People tell me what is D1? D1 square is how much? X1 bar minus XC bar the whole square. How much is it? X1 bar is how much, people? That is 10. 10 minus XC bar is 8. 8 the whole square is how much, people? 10 minus 8 is 2 square. That is how much? 4. Then D2 square is how much? We found X2 bar. X2 bar is how much? 5 minus 8 the whole square, which is equal to 9. Everything is there. Substitute. Get me the answer. Standard deviation of C is how much? The combined standard deviation 3. Put that value. 3 is equal to root of N1 S1 square. N1 is how much? The 60 into S1 square is how much? 2 square is how much? 4. S1 square is equal to 4. Then plus N2 is how much? 40 into S2 square. If you ask me, they are asking us to find what? S2 square only, right? Variance they are asking. That means standard deviation square. They are asking us to find S2 square. Plus N1 is how much? 60 into D1 is how much? 4 plus N2 is how much? 40. Then D2 square is equal to how much? 9. The entire thing divided by 100. Square both sides and cross multiply. Why? Because we need to remove the root. Squaring both sides. 9 is equal to 60 into 4 is 240 plus 40 S square S2 square plus 240 plus 360. You use calculator. I might write it. You use your calculator and get me the answer. How much is the answer? 1.5? Yes. Cross multiply. 900 minus 240 minus 240 minus 360. Then divide with 40, you will get S2 square. How much is S2 square? 1.5. Which option is your answer? Option D is the answer. It's a very good question, right? One of the best question you can or you might meet in the future. So it is taken from one of the MTP. Okay, so high chance in the future. I think this was also asked in the previous year before 2018, but that time the question was given wrongly. They asked for that time standard deviation options, it was not having, so it was a wrong question that time, but this is the corrected version. It is taken from an MTP. Okay, any doubt what all things we did? We did nothing. We just did what? We did the combined standard deviation formula and we found the one of the missing standard deviation. That's what we did over here. Got it, everyone? If so, a shortcut, one of the most repeated question. Make a note of it, people. Standard deviation of first n natural number. First n natural number ka standard deviation is nothing but root of n square minus 1 divided by 12. Make a note of it. Very, very important. What if they ask for standard deviation of first 9 natural number? 9 square minus 1 divided by 12. Then apply the root. You will get the answer. What if they ask the standard deviation of first 100 natural number? 100 square minus 1 divided by 12. Then click what? Root. Okay, very, very important. Very, 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 very important. There can be a question. Read the question. Get me the answer. If the standard deviation of n natural number is 2, that means what is the formula of natural number card? N square minus 1 divided by 2. That means they are telling standard deviation is 2. That means 2 is equal to root of n square minus 1 divided by 12. What is the answer, people? 7. Try. You can either option hit or you can do what? You can solve the question. Solving means square both sides. 2 square is how much? 4. What is remaining? N square minus 1 divided by 12. Cross multiply. It will become what? 48 is equal to n square minus 1. Minus 1 goes to this side. It will become 49 is equal to n square. n is equal to root 49, which is equal to how much? 7. Which option is the answer, people? Option B. If you are option hitting, you would have done it over here itself directly. LHS is how much? 2. RHS is what? 7 square minus 1 divided by 12. 7 square is 49. Take your calculator. 7 into equal to minus 1 divided by 12. You will get it as how much? 4. Then click the root. You will get it as what? 2. Option hitting would have also been done for the same question. If so, we are going for the final measure of dispersion, that is called as quartile deviation and coefficient of quartile deviation. So one more important thing I want to tell right away. It is the measure used for open-ended classification. Okay, whenever open-ended classification is there, which is the best measure of dispersion? Quartile deviation. First of all, what is this open-ended classification? Anyone knows what is open-ended classification? Have you heard about it? You might have studied. Now you might have forgot. That's the thing. What is open-ended classification? Anyone, any answers? Read the name and tell me. Open-ended classification. Now you looked up. For example, some people are there. They got 1 mark. They got 0.5 mark. They got negative mark. Now people from some minus infinity to plus infinity, some values are there. But when that big data set is there, open-ended, the end is open. Okay, we don't know where is the end point kind of classification. The data set is like that, from minus infinity to plus infinity. Then such data sets are involved. That is called as open-ended classification. We don't know the end point. That's the basic thing. Out extreme values and all, we are not even bothered. It is there and it is here. That type of things are called as what? We can basically say that is open-ended classification. That's the meaning, basic meaning of open-ended classification. Now, why we are telling it is the best measure for open-ended classification? When we studied quartile deviation or partition, quartiles or median or percentile, we told we will only consider the value between Q1 and Q3, correct? That means we are only considering the central 50% of the value. That means if minus infinity some values are there, are we bothered about that? No. If after this 75% some values are there, are we bothered about that? No. We are only concentrating on the central 50% of the values. That is the importance of quartile deviation. That's why we are choosing quartile deviation whenever there is an open-ended classification. Keep a note of that. Both are previous year questions. Okay. Which is the best measure for open-ended classification? Quartile deviation. Next question. Quartile deviation deals with central 50% of the data, not after the 70. So for example here, number line, Q1 is here. Then what is there? Q2 is here. Then what is here? Q3 is here. Q3. Now if you ask me, this much is how much? 25%, correct? This much is also how much? 25%. So first 25%, are we bothered in quartile deviation? No. Next, final 25%, are we bothered in quartile deviation? No. That means after 75% of the data, we are not bothered in where? Quartile deviation. What are we bothered about? The central 50% of the data we are bothered about. That is the importance of what? Quartile deviation. Now people, quartile deviation has a beautiful formula. The formula looks like this. Q3 minus Q1 divided by 2. Make a note of it. Very important. There are multiple questions. You will see it again in the future in chapter number 16. Quartile deviation is what? Q3 minus Q1 divided by 2. This Q3 minus Q1 is called by a name. It is called as interquartile range. What is Q3 minus Q1? Interquartile range. I will just draw a picture for you. Everyone, what is this? What is it? Circle. So people, if you ask me this is a circle, then okay, that is not no, that's not the thing I'm going to draw. I'm going to draw something like this. What is this? If I cut the circle into two parts, semicircle. Now people, Q3 minus Q1 is called as interquartile range. Okay. So if I cut it into half, Q3 minus Q1 divided by 2, we already know it is what? Quartile deviation. So quartile deviation has another name that is called as semi-interquartile range. Make a note of it. What is it? Semi-interquartile range or QD or quartile deviation. Make a note of it, people. Very, 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 very important. Make a note of it. Quartile deviation is also called as semi-interquartile range. Q3 minus Q1 divided by 2. That is the formula for quartile deviation. Then people, what is this Q1? First quartile. What is this Q3? Third quartile. Now people, what is coefficient of quartile deviation? Formula for that is Q3 minus Q1 divided by Q3 plus Q1 into 100. Now, if you check your school books, maybe this 100 will not be there. Okay. In your school, this 100 would not have been there. You will find the answer in decimal in your school level or in your BCom level. Maybe. For our ICAI, we require this 100. You should put that 100. Otherwise, you are getting a wrong answer. What answer? Wrong answer or wrong answer. Along with what? Add-ons are there. For a wrong answer, you will get extra add-ons. What are the add-ons? Negative mark minus 0.25. Now, basically, just deviating from this, since it is deviation, we will go for a deviation. If you wrote 8 marks, 8 questions correctly, or 8 questions you attended, you got 2 wrong questions. How many marks you are getting? 2 are wrong. How many marks you are getting? Are you getting all 8 I already scored, 8 I already scored, and my then 2.25 I am getting removed. That means I am getting 7.5. Is that the case? No. People always remember when you mark 8 questions, if 2 are wrong, for one question you are getting a negative mark of 0.25, but you are also losing that 1 mark from that question because you expected that question to be correct. So if you are getting a wrong question, basically it means you are losing 1.25 from your expected marks from 8. If one question is wrong, how much are you getting? 6.75. If 2 are wrong, you are getting how much? 5.5 only you will get, because 6 correct answers are there, then 2 negative markings. That means 6 minus 0.5, you will get 5.5. So don't think it like the other way. Sir, I wrote 100 question, only 5 are wrong. That means are you getting like 97 point something, you are getting a 98 point? No. You will get that 5 marks also gone. Then negative marking, add on extra. Yes, just like plus 50% off if you take this much. Likewise, you will get minus 0.25. So don't do engibing anywhere at any part. Not in economics, not in max. Don't do that until and unless you are very sure about it. Never mark the option. We are not lucky. Remember that. With respect to this, we are not lucky. The reason is probability of getting a wrong answer is higher compared to probability of getting correct answer. Don't do that. Okay. Now, coefficient of QD. What is the formula of Q3 minus Q1 divided by Q3 plus Q1 into 100. Now people, do you remember yesterday I told you median formula is nothing but, or Q2 formula is what? Average of Q1 and Q3 plus Q1 divided by 2. Do you remember from yesterday? Median is nothing but Q1 plus Q3 divided by 2. Now, I will make a small change over here. People, if I divide numerator and denominator with 2, Q3 minus Q1 divided by 2 divided by Q3 plus Q1 divided by 2 into 100. This is what Q3 minus Q1 divided by 2 is nothing but QD. Q3 plus Q1 divided by 2 is what? Median. So in general, I can say another formula is there for quartile deviation. There is another, coefficient of quartile deviation. Another formula is there. QD divided by median into 100. We will use this again in the future. Okay. Above 5 and below 60. Okay, fine. Understood? Got it? Pakka? Can I go for the questions? You remember how to find quartile and all? If you know, you will get the answer. Let's see. For the first question, I'll take it like this. Find quartile deviation of 6 numbers. Okay, we need to find what? Quartile deviation of what? 6 numbers. People, first of all, what is the formula for quartile deviation? Q3 minus Q1 divided by 2. Now, how to find Q1? What is the first method? Before that you need to do something. Arrange in increasing order. First arrange them in increasing order. How is it? Which is the smallest number? 8. Then 15. Then 36. Then 38. Then 40. Then 41. So you first arrange them in the increasing order. Many people will forget this. Because of that you will get a wrong answer. Remember that wrong option also will be there. You might mark that option also. Okay. Keep that in your mind. Arrange them always in the increasing order. Now, Q1. Get me Q1. What is the formula for Q1? 1 by 4 into n plus 1th value. N is how much over here? How many terms are there? 6. That means, which is equal to 1 by 4 into 7th value. Give me the answer in calculator. That is how much now? 7 by 4 is how much? 1.75th value. Yesterday we studied this 1.75th value. How will you write it? First value plus 0.75 into what? Gap. Okay, first value into 0.75 into gap. Gap means what? Second value minus first value. Correct. First value is what over here? 8 plus 0.75 into gap is how much? Second value is how much? 15 minus first value is 8. Get me the answer in calculator, people. How much is it? 13.25. Everyone got 13.25? Anyone got any different answer? Please tell me. Now, what is Q3? 3 by 4 into n plus 1th value. Correct? 3 by 4 into n plus 1th value. That is 3 by 4 into n is how much da? 6. 6 plus 1 is how much da? 7. That means 3 by 4 into 7th value, which is equal to how much? 21 by 4 is how much da? 5.25th da? 25th value. How will you write it? 5th value plus 0.25 into gap. Gap is how much? 6th value minus 5th value. 6th minus 5th. So 5th value is how much in our answer? That is 5th value is 40. 6th value is 41. So 40 plus 0.25 into 41 minus 40, which is equal to how much? 1. So you will get it as how much? 40.25. So we have Q1, we have Q3. Then how much is quartile deviation, people? Quartile deviation is nothing but the Q3 is how much? The 40.25 minus 13 point how much? 25 divided by what? 2, which is equal to how much? 27 by 2. Answer is 13.5. So understood? So yesterday I told you, whatever we are studying today will be used tomorrow. This is the tomorrow, people. If you know quartile deviation, I mean quartile 1, quartile 2, quartile 3, it will become easy. If you get a question like this, there was 1 or 2 times they asked a question based on this for your examination. Okay, not more than that and all. 1 or 2 times. Usually they will ask the other way around. I'll show you the other way around also in few minutes. Done now? Understood? Yes. So how many of you have revised yesterday? Everyone revised, right? So have you studied this yesterday? Q1, Q2 and Q3 and all? Yes, perfect. Now, next question. For a given set of data, normally distributed data, the following statistical data is known. Mean is 6, standard deviation is 2.5, median is 5, Q deviation. What do you mean by Q deviation? Quartile deviation is 1.5. Then coefficient of quartile deviation is how much is the question? People, what is the formula for coefficient of quartile deviation? We have two formula, Q3 minus Q1 divided by Q3 plus Q1 into 100. But can we use that formula over here? No. Then we will use which formula? QD divided by median into 100. QD is how much? 1.5. Median is how much? 5. Then into 100 means multiply it with 100. How much are you getting, people? 30. Option A, 30 is your answer. I hope everyone understood that. Pakka? Got it? Any doubt in this? No? Pakka? Done, done, done. If any doubt, please tell me right away. Meanwhile, I'll show you the next question. You can start solving. Okay. Start solving, people. The timer starts now. Is it correct? Online, please get me the answer. Everyone, what is given? What are they asking? What do you know to find? How do you know to find, or how can you do it? Yes, Krishika, got the answer? Yes, good. Now, the first quartile is 142. That means Q1 is equal to what? 142. Semi-interquartile range is 18. What do you mean by semi-interquartile range? That is nothing but our QD. QD is equal to what? 18. What is the formula for QD now? Q3 minus Q1 divided by 2. They are asking us to find the value of what? Median. How can you find the value of median? The median is nothing but Q3 plus Q1 divided by 2. Correct? So first we need to find Q1, then we can find what? Median. Everyone take your calculator. 18 is here. Q3 is how much? Q1 is how much? 142. That means Q3 minus 142 is equal to how much? Cross multiply. This will become what? The 18 into 2 will become 36. So Q3 is equal to how much? Take this minus into the other side. It will become what? Positive. 142 plus 36 is equal to how much, people? 178 is Q3. Once you got Q1 and Q3, how to find the median? 178 plus 142 divided by what? 2. How much is the answer? Everyone got 160. Which option? Option B is the answer. I hope you understood this. Bhavdharani, right? Rest of you, Ambika, Nihita, Sakshini, Shruti, Soumya, everyone is getting it. So tomorrow test is there. Everyone, I'm just reinforming. Chapter 4, 100 marks. Test is there. Okay? Yes. Done now? Once completed, please tell me. Okay? Yes. Now, have a look at this previous question. Range of middle 50% of the data. Middle 50% of the data. Who is concerned about the middle 50% of the data? Quartile deviation. Only quartile deviation is concerned about the middle 50% of the data. I told you in the beginning also. Now, what is the formula for quartile deviation? Q3 minus Q1 divided by 2. Which formula is that? Option D is the answer. Understood? So they can ask it in any manner. So they connected the formula to the middle 50%. Instead of asking directly, they asked it this way. Sometimes they will put semi-interquartile range. That time also you should understand semi-interquartile range means what? Quartile deviation. Same question that we did the same question previously. It was the 75th, not 75th. Which question was it? 76th question. Another one of the repeated question. 76th question. Okay. Yes. You tell me the 71st question. Interquartile range of is dash of quartile deviation. Many people will make mistake. Interquartile range is dash of quartile deviation. People, let me check. What is the formula for quartile deviation? Quartile deviation is nothing but Q3 minus Q1 divided by 2. Okay, cross multiplied. It will become 2 into QD is equal to Q3 minus Q1. So what is this Q3 minus Q1? That is nothing but interquartile quartile quartile range, correct? So 2 into QD is equal to interquartile range. So tell me, interquartile range is dash of quartile deviation, double of quartile deviation. Make a note. Many people will make a mistake because you will think in this angle. Oh, Q3 minus Q1 divided by 2. You will think in that angle. That mistake many people can make. Don't make that mistake. Even if you feel confused, right away write the formula and cross check. Then you will get the correct answer. Understood? Everyone got it? Paka? Yes, Purnasri, you got it? Yes, yes, Sri. Is it? She is not here. I thought that she was there because beginning also I was not able to see her because Dinesh was sitting there. Yes. Fine. Okay. Done. That's your quartile deviation, then coefficient of quartile deviation, then all the things. Now, can I just have a recap, small recap of everything? Questions are like this. How many measures of dispersion are there? Two measures. Which are those measures? Absolute, relative. Which are the absolute measures of dispersion? Range. Corresponding relative measure is what? The coefficient of range. Then mean deviation, coefficient of mean deviation, standard deviation, coefficient of standard deviation, quartile deviation, coefficient of quartile deviation. Very easy. Now range is what? Largest minus smallest is range. Coefficient of range is what? Largest minus smallest divided by largest plus smallest into 100. That is what? Coefficient of range. Then what was mean deviation? Mean deviation is where that modulus is coming into the picture. Mean deviation about mean is what? Sigma modulus of x minus x bar divided by n. Then if it is about median, sigma modulus of x minus m divided by n. If it is for group data, you will multiply it with the frequency. Then what is the formula for coefficient of mean deviation? Mean deviation divided by arithmetic mean into 100. If it is about median, divided by median instead of x bar. Then standard deviation, two formulas. What are they? Root of sigma x minus x bar the whole square divided by n. If group data, you will multiply it with the frequency. Then another formula, one more formula was there, right? What was the other formula? Sigma, root of sigma x square by n minus x bar the whole square. Remember that formula, we will use it tomorrow for the next chapter. Okay. Then people, what else is remaining? We studied quartile deviation. What is quartile deviation? It is also called as semi-interquartile range. What is it? Q3 minus Q1 divided by 2. What is coefficient of quartile deviation? Q3 minus Q1 divided by Q3 plus Q1 into 100 or QD divided by median into 100. What was coefficient of standard deviation or coefficient of variation? Standard deviation divided by arithmetic mean into 100. Is any one of them affected by change of origin? No, none of them are affected by change of origin. Is any one of them affected by change of scale? All of them are affected by change of scale. Well and good. Congrats. Combined standard deviation formula. What is combined standard deviation formula? Root of n1 s1 square plus n2 s2 square plus n1 d1 square plus n2 d2 square divided by n1 plus n2. Good. The final, we are going to connect everyone. Okay. This is the point. The connection of how we connected mean and median and mode. What is the formula? Mo is equal to how many mimi? 3 mimi were there. Mean minus mode is equal to 3 into mean minus median. Similarly, we are going to connect standard deviation, mean deviation and quartile deviation. Remember it, people. This is used in another chapter also, chapter number 16. We are using it. Here also we are using it. So the formula is 2SD is equal to 2.5 MD is equal to how many QTs are there? How many QTs are there? 3 QTs. Now, long back, how many mimis are there? 3 mimis. How many cuties are mimis? 3 cuties are mimis. Likewise, you should remember 3 cuties are there. So, 2SD is equal to 2.5 MD is equal to 3 QD. I'll tell you how they will ask the question.
They will give you standard deviation. Then they will ask you to find mean deviation. So you will use what?
When they ask, give standard deviation and ask you to find mean deviation, you will only take this much. 2SD is equal to 2.5 MD.
Okay. If they give quartile deviation and ask you to find mean deviation, take this. 2.5 MD is equal to how many QTs? 3 QTs. You can use it and get your answer for any type of question. And funniest part is the same formula will help us in normal distribution in chapter 16. Actually, in ICAI book, there is multiple formulas in that chapter for finding this. But we will not use that. We will only use what? Only this one. We will never change it. Okay, throughout we will be using this formula and getting the answer. இங்க பாருங்க. Answer ஏதாவது இருந்தா சொல்லுங்க. Yes. What is given? What are they asking? Tell me the answer. Timer starts now. Option C, yeah. Okay, we'll check. I hope so. That's the answer. Is option C.
Harini, you got the same? Yes. Pravalika, you got how much? C, yeah. Okay. Now people, they are asking us to find mean deviation. But what have they given over here? They have given Q3 and Q1. People, that time itself it's gone. If you don't know this formula, you will be like, sir, they gave quartile and they asked for mean deviation. What to do? You will do what? You will find quartile deviation using that. Quartile deviation is what? Q3 minus Q1 divided by 2, which is equal to 40 minus 15 divided by 2, which is equal to how much? 12.5. That is QD. People, what are they asking us? They are asking us mean deviation. What is the formula we know? 2SD is equal to 2.5 MD is equal to how many QTs are there? 3 QTs are there. Now we require what and what? We only require the second two terms. 2.5 MD is equal to 3 QD. Substitute the values. So 2.5 MD is equal to 3 into 12.5. From this MD is equal to how much now? 3 into 12.5 divided by 2.5, which is equal to how much? Understood, people? Got the answer? Can I go for the next question? Everyone is ready for the next question? Yes. Very direct. If you practice this, you will be able to do it. Otherwise, it will not be possible at all to solve a question like this. Not at all possible. The thing is, because it is very indirect at the same time. Okay. Quartile deviation is dash of ST. So whenever they start asking us question like quartile deviation is dash of ST, quartile deviation is dash of MD, SD is dash of MD and all, use our formula. What is the formula? 2SD is equal to 2.5. Yes, 2.5. MD is equal to how many QTs are there? 3 QTs. Now what are they asking? Quartile deviation and standard deviation they are asking. So you will ignore what? You will ignore the middle person. You only want what? 2SD is equal to 3 QD. Now you tell me, quartile deviation is equal to 2 divided by 3 of SD. How did you get 2 by 3? This 3 came to the denominator. So answer is what, people? Option E. Got it. Everyone got it. Pakka everyone got it. Yes. Sure? Sure, sorta? Yes. Next one. Use the method I taught you in the beginning, long back. In order, whenever ratio is involved, we will just use calculator. We will not take LCM, HCF and all. We will directly, what happened? Zoom. Is it visible? Is it visible, everyone? Is it audible? Can you just confirm? Yes. In between, I think there was an error, right? Something happened in between. Now everything is fine for everyone, right? Please confirm me. Yes. Yes. But in between it got disconnected. Huh? Okay, fine. Done. Okay, let's finish it. So what is the formula we know about SDA, QD and MD? SD to SD is equal to 2.5 MD is equal to how many QTs are there? 3 QTs are there. Now people, first take SD and MD. SD divided by MD is how much? 2.5 divided by 2. 2.5 divided by 2 in calculator is how much? 1.25. Check which option is giving you 1.25. 3 by 4 is how much? 0.75. Is it equal to 1.25? Wrong. 2 by 3 is how much? Is it equal to 1.25? Wrong. Then 6 by 5, 5 by 6 is how much? Is it equal to 1.25? Wrong. People, 15 by 12 is how much? 1.25. So which option is the answer? Option C is the answer. Understood the method? Yes. Very, very easy. Yeah, who is asking? 2 by? No. SD. SD is here. And MD is here. SD divided by MD means 2 should go to the other side. Correct? Look here. Carefully look. 2 SD is equal to 2.5 MD. Correct? We need to find SD by MD. MD comes to the denominator. SD by MD is equal to, this 2 should go to the denominator, right? That is 2.5 divided by 2. Got it? Yes, Grace, understood? Pakka? Yes. So answer is what? Option C. What if two options were giving you the same answer? We will check the next two parts, like MD by QD we will check. 3 divided by 2.5 we will check. Then accordingly we will cross check which is giving MD by QD or QD by MD. Accordingly, whatever is coming to your mind at that time, go with that. Now, another important thing. We solved similar question in, do you remember we solved similar question in mean, median and mode? We have similar question in dispersion also. But few question I have before I go or dive into this part. Few question I want to ask you guys. Is dispersion affected by change of origin? Want to think too much? Is dispersion affected by change of origin? No. We know that, right? Everyone knows that. Akshay, you know, right? Yes. Dispersion is not affected by change of origin. People, so, if a question is having, for example, random question, I'll take the, which one I'll take? 2x plus 3y, which is equal to 6, or plus 6 is equal to 0. We can ignore this 6. Are you getting the point? Since it is not affected by change of origin, if I add a constant value, will it change my answer? No. While in mean, median and mode, there it was affected by change of origin. That's why we took the 6 or whatever constant value was there, we were taking it. Are you getting the point? We can ignore whom? The constant value in the equation. Then, one more thing. Another mistake everyone will make. You will be like, okay, 2x is equal to what? 3 minus 3y. People, a negative sign is never going to affect our answer. Think about our quartile deviation. It was q3 minus q1 divided by 2. Was there any effect on negative value? It will not change our answer. Then mean deviation, there is already a modulus. Standard deviation, there is a square. That means, will it change our answer? If a negative value can change our answer? No. What you will do? You will ignore negative sign also. If the question is like 3x plus 4y is equal to 10, directly you can write 3x is equal to 4y. Then instead of x you will substitute the value, instead of y you will substitute the value. What if the question is like this? 2x plus 25y plus 100 is equal to 0. How will you solve it? 2x is equal to 25y. You will ignore negative sign, you will ignore constant value. Gone. Yeah, it's coming back. I want to finish this chapter. I hope network will not allow us. Let me make some calls. You can take 2 minutes break. Everyone, be happy about it. Okay? Happy, 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 happy. Be happy about it. Yes.
Welcome to ArivuPro Academy Faculty Helpline.
Hello Neha, here network is not there. Can you just check on that? It's Chennai, CHO3. Yes. Zoom is disconnected. Just check once. Yeah. What do you think? Is the chapter a easy chapter? Yes, very easy chapter. What is the condition? Star is what? You should study. Revise every day. Every day go and revise. Then it will be like very cakewalk. It will be very easy for you to get all the answers out of it.
Okay, came back. Perfect. Is it audible, everyone? Please confirm it to me. Yes. Yes, perfect. Thank you for the confirmation. I'll continue with the class. Perfect. Done.
Now, we didn't discuss anything. Don't worry. Don't have the FOMO. We didn't do anything after that. So what to do? If the question is like 10x plus 20y is equal to 35, you will do what? 10x is equal to 10x is equal to what? You will put 10x is equal to whatever value of y is there. You will just put that. That is the approach. Now, people, standard deviation is a measure of dispersion. Correct? Range is a measure of dispersion. Quartile deviation is a measure of dispersion. Then what else? Mean deviation is a measure of dispersion. If the question is based on variance, how will you do this question? If the question is based on variance, we need to convert it into standard deviation and do it. Remember that. We can't directly do question based on variance based on this. We need to convert it into what? Standard deviation and do it. I'll show you how is it done in few minutes. First question. Everyone read the question. Try to get me the answer. The equation of a line is 5x plus 2y is equal to 17. What is the equation of the line? 5x plus 2y is equal to 17. Mean deviation of y about mean is 5. Calculate mean deviation of x about mean is the question. Okay, that is the question. Now people, whenever the question is based on dispersion, you will do what? You will directly write 5x is equal to what? 2y. Instead of y, you will put what? Mean deviation of y is given. Mean deviation of y is equal to 5. That means you will put y is equal to 5 over here. 5x is equal to 2 into 5. X is equal to how much da? 2. That means mean deviation of x is equal to how much? 2. Which option is the answer? Option B is the answer. Understood the method, people? Directly instead of y, put what? Whatever value is given. If they have given x and they asked you to find y, you will do what? Instead of x, you will put the value and get the value of y.
Only condition over here is what? You need to take it like this. Take 5x is equal to 2y and go about it. Okay? Ignore the negative sign. People, think about it. If you are including negative sign, you will get a wrong answer. That wrong answer is also there in the question. That is what? Minus 2. Okay? That is wrong. Next question. Can anyone get me the answer? Standard deviation of a variable x is what happened? Okay, fine. Standard deviation of a variable x is known to be 10. What is it? 10 is the standard deviation of the variable of x. Okay, that means x value is equal to 10. Then they are asking for standard deviation of 50 plus 5x. People, where is y? Y is nothing but this 50 plus 5x. You can write that way. So sometimes the question will be like, find standard deviation of 50 plus 5x. What you will do? You will put y is equal to 50 plus 5x. Then after that, how to write it? Y is equal to what? 5x. You will ignore the constant value. You will ignore any sign. You will ignore it and write it as positive. Instead of x, you are going to put what? 10. So y is equal to what? 5 into 10, which is equal to what? 50. So standard deviation of y is equal to how much, people? 50. Which option is the answer? Option A is the answer. Very, very easy. You will get the answer if you know the concept. If you don't know the method, will you get the answer? No, you will get a wrong answer. And that wrong answer will also be there in the question. That will be the problem. I hope everyone understood the method. Pakka, everyone got it? Yes. If you are not ignoring constant value, how much you will get? You will get 50 plus 50, which is equal to 100. That is option B. Wrong answer. Okay. So that kind of mistakes you will make. Now, the next question is there for you over here. The relationship between x and y is given to be 2x plus 3y is equal to 10. Range of y is 10, then the range of x is what? Directly you can write 2x is equal to what? 3y. Instead of y you will put what? 10. 2x is equal to 3 into 10. X is equal to what? 15. Which option is the answer? Option D, 15 is your answer. Very, 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 very easy and very, very direct. Understood, Krishna? You got it? Rest of you, everyone, Harini, you got it. Akshaya, you got it. Sindhu, you got it. Yes. Purnasri, you got it. Yes. Dinesh, Pakka? Yes. Now, what if the question, I told you, there is a tricky question. That question is based on variance. When variance are involved, can you directly go for the answer? You need to convert variance of x into standard deviation of x. That means standard deviation of x is how much? Then variance is 5, then standard deviation will be what? Root 5. You know, right? It is root 5. So standard deviation of x is equal to how much? Root 5. Then we know the question is y is equal to 2 minus 3x. How will you write y? Y is equal to 3x. You will ignore the negative sign. Then people, instead of x you will put what? Root 5. So y is equal to 3 into root 5. People, are they asking for standard deviation of y? Are they asking for standard deviation of y? No, they are asking for variance of y. People, variance of y is nothing but what? Standard deviation of y ka square. That is what? 3 root 5 the whole square. How much is the answer, people? Are you getting 45? Option B, 45. Try again and tell me. Yes. So how to find 3 root 5 on calculator? First of all, you will do type 5. Then you will click what? Root. Then multiply it with what? 3. Then you will click what? Into equal to. Then you will get 3 root 5 square. How much are you getting? 44.9999, or you will get it exactly like 45 itself. Understood, people? Pakka? Pravalika, you got it? Yes. Everyone else? Over here, everyone got it? Yeah. Niniksha, you got it? Yes. So whenever, only tricky part is when variance is coming into the picture. If variance come into the picture, yes, Nihida, how much is the answer? 45, right? If variance come into the picture, what is going to happen? Whenever variance come into the picture, we need to convert it into standard deviation, then only we will get the answer. Okay? Yes. Bhavadharani, yes, Nihida, correct. 44.99999. இங்க பாருங்கோ, இது வந்து எங்க என்ன கொடுத்திருக்க இங்க. Yes, what is given over here, people? The arithmetic mean is given. That is what arithmetic mean and coefficient of variation of x is given to be what? 10 and 40. Now people, they are asking for variance. In order to find variance, you require what? Standard deviation. People, what is the formula for coefficient of variation? Standard deviation divided by arithmetic mean into 100. So can you find me standard deviation of x, which is nothing but coefficient of variation of x into arithmetic mean divided by what? 100. That means this went to this side and 100 went to the denominator. That means how much now? That is 40 into 10 divided by 100, which is equal to what? 4. Standard deviation of x is equal to 4. Now, what are they asking for? They are asking for standard deviation of y. Y is what? Y is equal to minus 15 plus 3x by 2. Now, will you write minus 15 here? No, you will write what? Y is equal to 3x by 2. Instead of x, you will put what? Instead of x, you will put what? 4. That means 3 into 4 divided by 2, which is equal to what? 6. This is standard deviation of y, which is equal to 6. Are they asking for standard deviation of y? No. What are they asking for? Variance. How to find the variance, people? Variance is nothing but standard deviation of y square, which is 6 square. Answer is how much? 36. Which option is the answer, people? Option D is your answer. It's a very good question. Why? Because it is connecting two topics. Coefficient of variation is also connected here. So very interesting question. You will get the answer. Yeah, please. Yeah, please. I'll tell. So coefficient of variation we know, right? It is given in the question. How much is it? 40. Then mean is also given in the question. That is how much? That is given to be 10. Okay. Now they are asking us to find what? Variance of y. Y is equal to how much? Minus 15 plus 36x divided by 2. Now, in order to find variance, we require standard deviation of y, right? We need to find that. First of all, is standard deviation of x given in the question? Is standard deviation of x given in the question? No. For that, they have given coefficient of variation, they have given arithmetic mean, and the 100 is also there. So cross multiply and get me the standard deviation of x. How much you got? 4. Putting the value, just substitution. For example, standard deviation of x is how much now? We need to find. So coefficient of variation is how much? 40 is equal to standard deviation of x into 100 divided by 10. Now if you ask me 0, 0 cancel, 0, 0 cancel. That means standard deviation of x is equal to how much? 4. Once you have standard deviation of x, can you find standard deviation of y? Yes. How to do that? Y is equal to, directly I can write 3x divided by 2. Instead of x, you will put what? 4. It will become 3 into 4 divided by 2, which is equal to 6. So standard deviation of y is equal to what? 6. Then variance is how much? 6 square, which is how much? 36. Good question. Can I go for the final good question? Final good question, then there is some little questions. Okay, based on all the things whatever we have studied till now. Sorry people, 2 more good questions, then final question. Sorry, 2 more final question, then little questions. Can you do it? Is it similar to what we have done now? Timer starts now, people. The same question, but a few difference in the given y value. Y is how much over here? 30 minus 2x. Get me the answer. The timer starts now. Get me the answers. Get it fast. Correct. Online, get me the answer. Yes, Nikita, right answer. Perfect. Rest of you, please get me the answer. Try. I'll give you 30 seconds more because we have enough time for the day. Yes. We came much. I thought that sometimes a small topic, this topic will be pending for tomorrow. But anyway, we caught up. Everything was in the flow itself. Yes. Good. Tomorrow we are discussing chapter 17, okay? It's a very interesting chapter, high weightage chapter. You will get around 5 to 6 marks from that chapter. Yes, good chapter. So if you ask me, as of our current knowledge, we studied for 15 marks from chapter 14. Sorry, chapter 4. Then 5 marks from chapter 10. That is how much?
20, then 10 to 11 marks from this. So if you ask me, 30 marks is completed from these three chapters. Very, very, very important chapters. Logical reasoning, everything is important because you can easily solve all the questions. You saw the tricks and all, right? All the questions have tricks. In the coming chapter also will be tricks and tips will be there. Using that only we will solve it. Okay. Now, look here. Coefficient of variation of x. Coefficient of variation is equal to what? Standard deviation of x divided by arithmetic mean of x into what? 100. The coefficient of variation is how much? 40. Standard deviation we are going to find. Arithmetic mean is how much? 10 into 100. 0, 0, 0, 0 cancel. That means standard deviation of x is equal to how much? 4. Directly I wrote instead of writing a formula. Okay. Now people, y is equal to this much, so that I can write y is equal to 2x. Instead of x I will put what? 4. So y is equal to what? 2 into 4, which is equal to how much? 8. That means standard deviation of y is equal to 8. Once you get standard deviation of y, how to find variance? Variance is what? Standard deviation square, which is 8 square. How much is the answer, people? 64 is the answer. Option A is the answer. I hope everyone understood this. Yes, Soumya, Bhavdarini, Sakshini, everyone correct? Right? Well and good. Can I take you to the last and final question from this chapter? Then we have some few extra theory questions. Yes, you got it, ma'am? You got the answer? Yes, I forgot your name. Darshana. Yes, I remember. Yes, Darshana. You got the answer right? Yes. Sukrita, you got it? Yes. Grace, answer கிடைச்சாச்சா? Yes, எவ்வளவு கிடைச்சிருக்கு? 64. Perfect. Now, இதை try பண்ணுங்க. Very easy question. X and Y are related like 3x minus 4y is equal to 20. Quartile deviation of x is given to be 12. Find quartile deviation of y. Direct question. You will write it as what? 3x is equal to 4y. Instead of x, you will put what? 12. That means 3 into 12 is equal to 4 into y. Cancel, cancel. What is remaining? Y is equal to 9. That means quartile deviation of y is equal to what, people? 9. Option A. Now you think about this stuff. Reading and understanding this concept, is it possible to read and understand? No. Once I show you the technique, you are getting the technique. If you are checking your ICAI material, right, there is a method. It will go for 4-5 lines. Then you will substitute the values. That is not going to work for exam point of view. This method will help you solve it in like 5 or 6 seconds if you know the basic questions. Okay. Tell me. Which of the following is affected by shifting of scale? Which of the measure is a relative measure of dispersion? Coefficient of QD. If any observation is increased by 7, then not at all affected, because what? Increase by 7 means change of origin. It is not at all affected. Now, this question, people. Dash is based on all observation and dash is based on central 50% of the observation. So, who is based on the central 50% is the quartile deviation. Then, who is based on all the observation? I told you, I will tell you about that later. So, which is based on all the observation? Only mean deviation is based on all the observation. Since it is based on all the observation, we will call it by another name. It is called as absolute deviation. Okay. Which is what? Mean deviation is called as absolute deviation. Which of the following is called as absolute deviation? Mean deviation. Why? Because it is based on all the observation. Then you will be like, sir, in standard deviation also we are doing the same thing. In coefficient of quartile deviation also we are doing the same thing. In range also we are doing the same thing. But quartile deviation we are not doing. Only 50% is there. But why? Mean deviation we are telling all observations are there. Because here each and every value is counted equally. Square and all we are not even bothered. We are going for the value itself rather than the square. That is the importance. Keep that in mind. Okay. So that's your chapter, people. Please study this chapter soon. We will soon have a 50 marks test from this particular chapter after tomorrow's 100 marks test for chapter number 4. Okay. Can we revise everything? a quick recap of in 10 minutes. We will recap everything, whatever we have studied till now. Now people, look here. We have, I will first divide it into two parts. First one is what we have our central tendencies. Central tendency. What all central tendencies are there? We have mean, then we have mean, we have median, then we have mode. Median and partitions I will take together. Okay, partitions. Then what is there finally? Mode is there. In mean itself we have two things. What are the three things? Which is it? Arithmetic mean is there. AM is what the x bar is equal to sigma x divided by n, or for grouped data x bar is equal to what? Sigma fx divided by sigma f. Then people, what is a combined mean? That is n1 x1 bar plus n2 x2 bar plus etc divided by n1 plus n2 plus etc. That is combined mean. Then we studied what people? Geometric mean, correct? GM is what people? GM is nothing but product of all the observation raised to 1 by n, correct? For ungrouped data, GM is equal to x1 into x2 into etc raised to 1 by n. Then GM for grouped data is how much the grouped, which is equal to x1 raised to f1 into x2 raised to f2 into etc raised to 1 by capital letter N. Capital letter N is nothing but what? Sigma f. Then we studied what? HM. What was HM people? HM is nothing but what? HM for ungrouped data is n divided by sigma 1 by x. Then HM for grouped data is what? N, capital N divided by sigma f by x. Then what was the formula for combined HM? HMC combined HM is n1 plus n2 divided by n1 by h1 plus n2 by h2. That was combined harmonic mean. Then people, we studied about this also, right? Which is greater than what is greater than what? AM is greater than, GM is greater than HM. If all the observations are equal, then what happens? All of them are equal also. So we can say in general, if they are positive values, A is greater than or equal to G, greater than or equal to H. When are they greater? When they are positive and unequal, then they are only greater. When they are equal, we will say that A is equal to G is equal to H. People, I am telling, AM of a data set is 10, GM is also 10, then HM will be what? That will also be 10. Good. Well and good. Now we are coming to partitions. Okay. Now partitions people. What is partition? We are dividing it into multiple parts and all. Correct. In ungrouped data, median is what? 1 by 2 into n plus 1th value. Correct. Then quartile QI is equal to I by 4 into n plus 1th value. Correct. Then decile is what? The I by 10 into n plus 1th value. Correct. Then finally percentile is what? I by 100 into n plus 1th value. Okay. Till here everyone got it? Any doubt till here? Are you forgetting this and all? Are you able to remember it? Well and good. Then people, for grouped data, we will first find what? We will find less than cumulative frequency, correct? For grouped, I will just mention grouped method is what? First find less than cumulative frequency. For median, you will find what? N by 2. For quartile, you will find what? In by 4. Then for decile, you will find what? In by 10. For percentile, you will find what? In by 100. Then you will check which cumulative frequency is greater than this particular value and use the formula. In general, I will write the formula down for any of the partitions. Okay. Partition formula I will write. Partition is equal to lower class boundary plus. Can I write a random word, some other word? I will put a star. Let a star be there. Minus cumulative frequency of the previous class divided by frequency of the partition class, entire thing multiplied by C. This star can be what? Star can be any of it, correct? For median it will be n by 2. For quartile, it will be IN by 4. For decile, it will be IN by 10. Then percentile, it will be IN by 100. You can put the value and you can get the answer. Correct? Any doubt on this? Then people, there is another formula. Median is what? Q1 plus Q3 divided by 2. Average of this 2. Also, median is equal to decile 5 is equal to Q2 is equal to percentile 50. Well and good people. Then mode. Mode is nothing but also called as fashionable average. And what is the formula for mode in group data? What is the formula? LCA, LCB. That is what? Lower class boundary plus then 2 frequency of the model class minus frequency of the previous class divided by 2 into frequency of the model class minus frequency of the previous minus frequency of the next. The entire thing multiplied with what? C. You will get the answer for mode. Then connecting everyone, we can connect all the people together. What was the formula now? Mean minus mode is equal to how many? 3 into mean minus median. Okay, well and good people. Awesome. If you know this much, well and good. In the future, we will solve one question. Okay, after studying everything. Because statistics, there are 6 chapters. After studying all the chapters, connecting all the chapters, I will give you questions. So we will take one master question. We will solve all the type of questions from that. We'll find HM, GM, whatever may be the question, we will find it. Okay, in the future, not now. Now people, that is completed. Then you have what? Dispersion, correct everyone? Dispersion. Dispersion, there are 2 types, absolute, then relative. Yes, absolute is range. What is the formula for range? Largest minus smallest. Relative measure is what? Coefficient of range. What is coefficient of range? The largest minus smallest divided by largest plus smallest into 100. Then there we have what? Can you show the full page of all formulas? Yes, I'll show that, Bhavdharani, after this. Okay. Then I'll anyway share this PDF in the group. Then next one, mean deviation. What is the formula for mean deviation? Sigma modulus of x minus x bar divided by n. Coefficient of MD about median is how much mean is how much that is mean deviation divided by arithmetic mean into 100. If the question is based on median, instead of this x bar, you will put what? Median. Instead of this AM, you will put what? Median. That is the case. Then people, we have what? Standard deviation. What is the formula for standard deviation? 2 formulas are there. That is 2 is root into sigma x minus x bar the whole square divided by n, or which is equal to root into sigma x square divided by n minus x bar the whole square. Then coefficient of variation is nothing but standard deviation divided by arithmetic mean into 100. If it is based on grouped data, it will become what? The root of sigma f into x minus x bar the whole square divided by sigma f or capital letter N. Once that is done, people, we went to what? Quartile deviation, correct? QD is what? Q3 minus Q1 divided by 2. And coefficient of QD is how much, people? That is Q3 minus Q1 divided by Q3 plus Q1 into what? 100. Another formula we studied. What was the other formula? QD divided by median into 100. Then once you studied that, the final one, connecting everything. What was the final connection? 2SD is equal to 2.5. MD is equal to 3 QTs are there. Correct? Done. So this is only what we studied, if you ask me. Everything is there. Now, change of origin. Affect whom? Affect measure of central tendencies. Correct. Mean, median and mode. Now, change of scale. Change of scale. Affect whom? Measure of central tendency and dispersion. So we are talking about the chapter name. What is the name of the chapter now? Measure of central tendency and dispersion. Who affects change of origin? Only measure of central tendency. Who affects measure of change of scale? Measure of central tendency and dispersion. That's your chapter, people. One of the easiest chapter if you are ready to work out using your calculator. And if you are ready to work out more questions. Who is called as absolute deviation? Mean deviation. Who is based on the central 50 percentage? Quartile deviation. Then positional average, fashionable average, mode. Good, well and good. Average deviation, mean deviation. Perfect, 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 people. I'll share the question this in the group. Everyone be ready for the test. We will have the test right now. I'll share the PDF in the group. Everyone, you can make use of it.